Hey guys, what is up? NYK31 here, bringing you Madden 25. This happens to be an online ranked game, and I'm using the Atlanta Falcons. Wow, that was weird. Atlanta Falcons are a decent run and shoot team if you can get their offensive line to hold up. But what I'm going to talk about in this video is a question that comes up a lot, and that is, if I am not a good stick skill defender, if I'm just not comfortable using a middle linebacker or uh, any linebacker for that matter, or a safety, am I just doomed to mediocrity? Am I just going to be hopelessly unable to stop people, generate turnovers, get sacks, win games, yada yada yada? And well, the answer to that is not necessarily. The guy who's able to use or cover with a linebacker, use or pursue with a linebacker, or with a safety, is going to have an advantage in those areas because he can cover up for things that the AI is soft in, cover up AI mistakes, um, stuff like that. If you're someone who just isn't that good at that, you end up hurting yourself more than helping. You're pretty much going to have to do what I'm doing in this video here. And that is, I'm controlling a down lineman, and you can control a defensive tackle or a defensive end. I find defensive tackle a little bit more user-friendly as far as run defense. It's a little bit harder in pass rush situations because there's a lot of traffic to deal with there, so an edge rusher would be better in those types of spots. But you're going to have to do things like I did there, like be really attentive to making pre-snap adjustments to your coverages. Like when you're playing off-man, I rarely ever have a stock off-man coverage called. I'll throw a blitzer or a pass rusher into a pink. Sometimes I'll add a yellow or spy in there. I'll usually have at least a 3 or 4 man rush. You know, sometimes I'll go 2, but not very often. But you want to do things to help disguise what you're doing because you just don't really have too many tools to do that in this game. So you have to be adept at that. Like in here, this is one of my classic cover 2 adjustments, dropping a defensive tackle into a hook and deep bluing a linebacker. You're going to see it again here. I was able to, cut off that HB route, and sometimes I'll mix in usering him, sometimes I won't user him. And as you can see there, we got an incompletion out of it. After that incompletion, looking for an open receiver on the right. Nice tackle. That time he got a completion out of it. But as you can see here, that time, stuff like that's going to happen where there's too much time. So that's why I don't mix in the 2-man pass rush very often. But when you're controlling a defensive lineman, you don't want to be one of these guys that just kind of sits there with their finger on defensive assist and calling 2-man under every play, because that'll get you destroyed. Or be one of these guys that plays off-man coverage and offers no help and have that happen to them repeatedly. The way you want to operate as a user defensive lineman is, really not that much different than when you're using a middle linebacker, really, from as far as reading a play is concerned. The worst thing to do is to commit to a direction you're block shedding OC too early. You want to, at the snap of the ball, well, first things do this. Regardless of where the play art has you moving, always blitz yourself straight ahead. And get a read on what's going on so you can get a read on which way you should block shed. And then from there, you want to steer yourself using both sticks to the direction that the play is going. So once you read counter, you would want to, once you're engaged with the lineman there, like right now, let's say that was a run, for example, OC again, you would want to steer left if the counter is coming to you or the stretch is coming to you. right if the run is going away from you outside, and same thing if it's going between the tackles. That'll allow you, and of course it depends on how good your guy is versus how good the blocker is, but that will allow you to disrupt things, and if you can't make the play, it'll allow your other linemen and your other front seven guys to pursue and make things happen. It's the whole concept of you providing a shield for your linebackers by blowing up things and making it easier for them to find lanes. In pass situations, same thing. You just want to go straight down and then use the stick down, left, or right to come off of the blocker and make things happen. And that's probably the most risky thing that I'll do as far as a user defensive lineman is concerned, is mixing in that hook zone there. That time I just got a triangle fail, and as a result, he gets an extra play, and Drew Brees, doing Drew Brees things, gets up the board. But overall, I'm doing a pretty good job of doing what I usually do. Run patrolling a middle linebacker or a safety. And there's just a dumb decision. I shouldn't have done that. I was moving the ball very well against this guy all game. I did something stupid like that to give him hope and to give him a chance. So I'm back on defense, and here, I'm trying to pass rush. I get off, but not quite in time. The Saints have very good interior pass blocking. And you're just going to have to be patient and trust your play calling and trust that you're putting the right guys in the right spots. And, go after it. But now I'm down thanks to that stupid throw, but I don't really feel like I'm in danger of losing because he just insists on keeping Roddy White and Julio Jones on those soft corners with no help. And he finally switches it up here. I'm able to hit Roddy there on the run and shoot go concept. So I'm dropping back that defensive tackle. I'm playing Tampa 2. Just a perfect throw there. That'll happen. So I gotta change it up. I change it up by reading that screen, and he's slow on getting it off. I drop the defensive tackle back here out of 3-2-6. So now it's 4th and long. I'm going to extend that MLB's drop, shade the safeties to the middle. That's going to force the throw as OC comes off. So those are things that you got to do. Got to use your coverage audibles and mix things up as far as your step adjustments, and you can survive. So hope that helps. Talk to y'all later. Peace.